It's day 2. Been awake for a bit. Had a light breakfast. How'd you sleep, boys?
Not good.
That's a shame. How about you, Matthew?
It was alright. I need more, though.
That's fair. A certain somebody's phone went off at like 4 a.m. and woke us all up.
Don't remind me.
Can't imagine who that would have been, but...
Yeah. At first I didn't know whose phone it was, and I was like, that sounds awfully familiar. And I was like, nah.
That's rough.
So, my bad.
Anyway,
Who's
we've been up
calling
for a
at
bit.
4 in the morning?
Who was calling at 4 in the morning?
Friend and people.
Love that. Anyway, we've been up for a bit. I went out, tried 2 different stores to find a SIM card. They are both closed indefinitely, so cheers for that. It's going to be an internetless morning, so I hope someone else can navigate us where we're going. On that note, we're going to orientation and games, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
With somebody somewhere.
Louis or something. Louis.
Louis Vuitton or something.
Not Louis Vuitton.
Not Louis Vuitton?
Not Louis Vuitton.
Well, what is the point of being here if it's not Louis Vuitton?
I don't know, but...
It's with Louis Pearlman
Louis Pearlman, there you go.
That's
at
better.
Alliance of Resident Theaters,
Alliance of...
also known as ART or ART, New York.
I like art.
You see, it's clever because it's a theater and its acronym is ART. They're funny.
Louis Pearlman books the space
Anyway.
on our behalf.
Ooh, love that. Anyway, so we'll go do that. See you then. So I'm walking through Madison Square Park, and I found something that would make Dr. Zeus proud. It's a truffula tree. There's a few more off in the distance, but I really want to go up. I really want to go up and touch them, see how soft they are. But yeah, someone called the Onceler. Get him to come to Central Park. All right, so it's currently early afternoon. We just finished up a workshop with Louis Pearlman, who, first of all, is awesome. He's got such high energy. He's super friendly. I love him dearly. But yeah, we played a few different improv games, like the Three-Headed Oracle, which is 3 people, like one sitting up front on the ground, one in a chair, one standing behind. They're the oracle, and then everyone around them in the audience will ask a question, and they respond one word at a time. So it's like, will it rain tomorrow? Will it rain tomorrow? I think that it will. And then you move on to the next question. It's kind of silly. But it was a ton of fun. We did bibbidi. Oh golly. Right. I was editing the video and realized I did not explain this at all well. So Matthew's going to help me out. The improv game was called Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop.
Oh gosh.
And and the way it works is you have a person in the center, and the first thing we learned is standard rule. So I have to say bibbidi bibbidi.
Bop.
He has to do that. I have to say bibbidi bibbidi bop, and he has to say bop before I finish, just like he's been doing. The
Or else
next,
I get put in the center.
otherwise you're put in the center. The next thing was if I just say bop, he doesn't get to say anything. Don't say anything. The next one we did was me bibbidi bibbidi.
Ryan.
Yep. So you have to say my name if I point at me and say me before I finish bibbidi bibbidi bop. And if I say you bibbidi bibbidi
Matthew.
bop, there you go. And then the last one was hula dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dance is what we did.
Hula dance. Person in the center dances the hula.
I do a tree.
Oh.
If I'm on your side, otherwise
Yeah,
I do
true.
this.
Otherwise he does the hula. It's wonderful. Anyway, that's a better explanation, so I'm going to put that in instead.
There's even more layers to it with Aaron Ranger.
True. We had a Viking one where the
We had
person in the center like
Vikings.
blows a horn and the guys on the side are rowing.
Aaron did not do the me bibbidi bibbidi bop.
Yeah.
Or the you bibbidi bibbidi bop thing. He did the other bibbidi bibbidi bop thing and the bop thing. But then he started adding other stuff instead. If that made any sense.
There's not outside of theater and improv kids, people are going to be so confused.
You kind of gotta play it.
You really do. It's more fun to play.
You should film it at one point when we actually play it.
I would love to. That'd be
And
great.
That would probably demonstrate it a little better
Excellent. We'll get a group together and I'll record it one day.
at some point, yeah.
But not now, because it's 11:30 at night.
Have a good night.
Well, no, we're going back to the regularly scheduled programming. We had 2-minute genre fairy tales, which was kind of fun. Basically, you're in a group, you run out, you're given a fairy tale, you run out into the hall, you have 30 seconds to plan everything, come back in and put on a fairy tale, mostly improvised. And you do it once, you have to tell the story in 2 minutes, and then someone from the audience will shout out a genre. So the first one was Princess and the Frog. They did it as a horror story. The one that I was in, we did Snow White, and then we had to do it as a sitcom, which was a little challenge because, frankly, I haven't seen many, so I didn't really know what to go for, but whatever. It's improv. You can't do it wrong. Yeah. Then he spent the last half an hour of our session just chatting about life, giving us some advice on how to survive New York, how to, make the most of our time here, which was really cool. It was honestly some really helpful stuff. We got to know him a bit. We got to know the city a bit. He gave us some recommendations for food and stores to check out. He's a really good dude. Ever hear of Louis Pearlman? Go find him. He's awesome. Yeah, so we have the afternoon off. I'm back at the hostel after finding some food, partly to do this, partly just to get off my feet for a little while. I'm going to spend some time planning out the next couple days, because we have a lot of free time and I want to figure out how I want to use it. Some of the other folks went to a bookstore to go book shopping. Little sad I missed out on it, but that's okay. What else is happening? Got myself set up with internet for the trip, which means now I can use a map, which is nice, on my phone. So I can look up where I need to go and get there, which is important. Which gives me the freedom also to go off on my own and look up where do I want to go from anywhere. I don't have to get to the hostel, pull up a map ahead of time, write down everything, and then go. Yeah. New York itself, it's really interesting. It's so busy. There's always something happening. Louis, I don't know how serious he was, but he was pretty accurate in that it feels like everyone is just about 5 minutes late. Crossing the street, no one waits at the crosswalk. Everyone hovers on the edge, like in the street, on the edge of the lane, and if there's a gap in traffic, they're going. They're not waiting for the walk signal. I'm weird, I do. Everyone's just in a rush. Everyone walks quickly. And there's so many things happening. Everyone is so unique. As one of my instructors in Rosebud, Aaron, would say, are we not of interest to each other? And I don't know if that's ever been truer for me. Like, overhearing snippets of conversation, I heard everything from planning an event to people breaking off to go their separate ways. I heard someone who might have been up to something shady because they were looking at a store and I overheard them say, okay, there's no police in sight. And I'm like, I'm going to get out of here quickly. But everyone's got bags going from different places, and I found myself wondering where they've been, what they've bought. Nearly every dog has got a sweater on. I don't know what that's about. But almost every dog I've seen has got a sweater on. I don't think I've stopped hearing a horn since I got to town. There is always a horn somewhere in the distance, and half the time there's a siren somewhere. But I find it odd. Often when I'm back in a city, it's really overwhelming and I find myself freaked out by the sheer number of people. But right now, I'm curious. I want to know more. When I went back here, one of the things I was thinking of is grab some earbuds so I can listen to an audiobook or some music or anything really while I'm walking around and exploring this afternoon. I don't know if I will. I might want to keep listening to the world. But I think that's about it for now. I'll I'll leave it there, I guess. Oh, you can't see a thing because the light's all blown out. That glowing blue thing in the center, that's Kimberly Akimbo. That's her show. You ready, Matthew?
It's not actually our show, we're just watching it, but yes.
I think it's our show. I think we're gonna star in it. Okay, it's coming into focus. It is very Skittles. I don't know, but I respect it. Anyway, showtime, bye! So we're back, day's over, and we saw Kimberly Akimbo, which was really good, actually. I wasn't certain about it at first, but it quickly grew on me. What about you, Matthew?
It was good. I liked it.
Nice. Yeah, it's tells the story of a girl who ages between 4 and 5 times faster than she should. So at 16 in high school, she's already, well, what would that be? Somewhere around 60 years old.
Yeah, I think it was 60.
Yeah. Yeah, and it uses that and a few other ways to highlight tones of enjoying life while you have it, because it won't be there forever, taking risks and making mistakes. It's really sweet, actually. Matthew tells me it's apparently based off of a different play that might be based off a book.
Well, it's the same play. It got redone.
Well, look.
This is a redone version.
Okay.
It's reboot.
There you go.
But
yeah, it's good. It's well worth checking out. Yeah. We saw that. Some of the folks went to go get cheesecake because, well, New York likes cheesecake, but I don't. And I'm assuming you don't because you're here.
I'm not a cheesecake guy.
Yeah, so we're home instead. Well, home.
Home away from home.
Home away from home. Yeah, you already got my long update, so that'll probably be the thing for tonight. My one parting wish for tomorrow is that we're able to cross the street without getting stopped at almost every single light. Because I swear, this isn't statistically probable. The number of times I get stopped is absurd.
My wish for tomorrow is that we continue to have amazing theater shows to watch, because this was a strong start, and I want to keep it going.
That's a much better wish. Yeah, tomorrow we've got a writing workshop, which should be pretty cool. We see the Harriet Tubman Memorial. We have a show we have a show in the evening, which is
Amateur night.
Amateur night.
Something
That's
of a
it.
Talent show.
Something of a talent show. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be the busiest day on our schedule, but
We also tour the Apollo Theater.
that's the other thing. I knew there was a fourth one in there.
It's going to be pretty grand, from what I understand.
Should be good. You'll actually start seeing interesting photos soon, because we'll start seeing interesting things. I've planned out a bit of a list of things that I want to visit while I'm here. And yeah, I talked to the lady at reception at our hostel. She was super friendly and gave me some tips on places to check out. So yeah, I've got a few places that I'm going to look for. Rumor has it there's a 3-floor Lego store somewhere nearby. So I'm going to that. And I don't think I could keep Matthew from going to that if I tried.
Just try and stop me.
Yeah. So that's
I
that.
promise not to bring anything home, hopefully.
No, you won't bring anything home, but
I
we're all
promise not to mail anything home, hopefully.
okay. That I don't promise. All right. Good night, folks. See you in the AM. Goodbye. Okay, I lied to you. Matthew went and watched the stuff he's posted, and I realized I completely forgot about yeah. It was incredible. It blew my darn mind. First of all, there was a band doing live music, kind of tucked away up in the top of the stage area.
We were in the upper mezzanine, so
that's
it was
true.
kind of hard to see the band from where we were, but you could kind of see them from that angle.
Mm-hmm.
They were just sitting above the action, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the set itself was brilliantly done, because when the curtain first went up and we saw what was happening, it looked like it was set up as a ice rink, like a skating arena, and every single wall and surface had some sort of double purpose. Like, there were sections of the wall that could pull out and then spin them around, and suddenly it's a locker room at school, or it's a bedroom, or it's the library in a school. And the attention to detail was really cool. Like, in that school library shelf that they pulled out, the first time we saw it, it was something about, like, the words on it were something about real learning, and then they switched it around to a something nerd, and I can't remember what it was. But it was little details like that where you can tell, okay, the kids came in and pranked it, that worked really well.
I didn't even notice that.
It's occurring to me as I say that makes a lot of sense because they had themes of, is the word an anagram?
Yeah, anagram.
Yeah, they had a bit of a running thing about anagrams in the show. And I probably don't have the words right, but they scrambled the letters between times you saw it, so they made their own anagram. And it's probably obvious to everyone, but it's just developing in my brain, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, it was brilliantly done. It doesn't quite measure up to Phaedra from London from last year, because that set was bonkers, but it's probably second in terms of awesome sets that I've seen on these trips. So, okay, now it's really bye time. Bye!